Hey, my name is Eric Hawley. I get to serve here in the Galewood neighborhood of Chicago, out here on the west side. If you know the Austin neighborhood, we're real close to the Austin neighborhood. Here in Galewood, I get to serve at this church, Trinity. We're a multi-site church, so we got 2 other locations out in the suburbs. We get to be connected to them. And why am I here? Why am I in this position as a leader of this site? I started going here as a member, just a regular attender, and then the pastor took a call to St. Louis, and when we were in a spot of looking for a leader, people said, I think it should be that guy. And I said, who? And it was not obvious to me that this would be anything I'd ever do. And time again, other people said, based on what you care about and who you love and the way you serve, we want you to help us serve our neighborhood. So why am I here? I guess I'm here because other people were smarter than me and said, we think you'd be a really great fit to lead us. I love Jesus. I want other people to know what it's like to live in that abundant life. And so often we can walk around thinking that we solve the problems. Our bank account solves the problems. Our friends solve the problems. I solve the problems. Until you get to a spot that you can't. And then what do you have? What do you have left? I got to recently be the product of, I got to witness a miracle. We were in a coaching session and someone said, who here wants to be part of a miracle? And everyone raised their hand. And he said, what's it take for a miracle to happen? Well, it takes, you got to follow what Jesus says. You got to have faith. You got to have hope. It takes God to work. And he kept asking, what else? What else? And no one could really get it. Finally, he said, it takes an impossible situation for a miracle to work. Who here wants to be part of an impossible situation? And of course, none of the hands in the room go up. And I got to be thinking about that. I was like, oh, I got to have now. Just my son Ezra being born 3 years ago was an impossible situation. It was a lot of pain, a lot of hurt, a lot of waiting, a lot of praying, and nothing, just a bunch of negative pregnancy tests. And then all of a sudden we got a positive one. Out of a lot of pain and hurt, we finally got to receive the joy of a child, and truly was a miracle. And just thought, oh man, I got to be part of a miracle. That's awesome. I want that for other people. I want other people to know you're in an impossible situation at some point in your life. God is still working miracles. And so often we can get into hopelessness or just try and solve it ourselves and get frustrated. And instead of leaning on God, leaning on the hope of Jesus, we find something else. I want people to know there is something else. It's Jesus.